The island, full of the core base game creatures you know today, and with much fewer to choose from than the later DLC maps, what are your favourite creatures on the first original map? You're right kids, it's Ras Clark and welcome to another top 10 as voted by you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share around and let's get into it. In at number 10 is the Mammoth. A much wiser choice to tame than its pre-TLC iteration. Found normally in most snow regions, the great hulking woolly beast is a go-to choice for the wood haulers amongst you. Knocked out with Tranks and preferring superior kibble, the Tusken Friend carries a great base weight for those long cargo journeys, able to harvest berries, thatch and wood, and with the latter having a 75% weight reduction can be a valuable source when stockpiling to burn for charcoal. With a range of attacks, its tusk harvesting thatch and stump harvesting wood, it can bellow out an intimidation buff, reducing opponents' melee damage and one of the few status attacks to work on bosses. With the same roar able to cancel out any burn effects if wading through water, as well as some well-earned hydration for your player. On top of a grab and throw attack against smaller creatures and players, its saddle, unlocked at level 31, can offer a secondary drum hero seat, entering you into a mini-game to time and beat, boasting stamina, regeneration and immunity against fear roars to any allies within its radius. In at number 9 is the Megatherium. An ideal choice to knock out and tame for specifically one artifact cave and one guardian boss. Found roaming both the redwoods and snow, the former being a great choice if a beehive is nearby, preferring honey to tame. Its high health stat and flurry combo punches makes it already a steed to feel safe on, but comes into its own when slapping a bug. With a saddle requirement of 52, hitting any insect buffs the sloth's damage by 250% for 120 seconds, on top of a static 1.5 times defense against creepy crawlies. Its damage against them, whilst with the insect's killer stat buffs even further, up to 375%. Meaning not only is it the perfect choice for farming chitin, tallying up thousands in quick succession, as well as other farming abilities such as berries, fibre, thatch, wood, meat and hide, but will see you fly through one of the more difficult caves on the map, the bug-ridden Immune Cave, and it doesn't stop there. One of the guardians is an insect with little groupy insects around it, so throwing an army of well-bred theriums against the broodmother is the best method to take on the giant spider, especially at its tankier tier difficulties. In at number 8 is the Dodo. Being the iconic introductory dino across the beaches of the first map, a top 10 wouldn't be amiss without the beloved extinct Squawker. Easy enough to be punched to sleep, preferring basic kibble, though I wouldn't waste that and simply go for berries. It's by far the quickest path to your first kibble on the map. With a random choice of laying eggs instead of poop in numbers, you've got a great source for a delicious eggy treat and path to making plenty of basic kibble. Being the go-to punching bag can double it up as the ultimate troll, whether that's setting off enemy traps, strapping C4 to it, or being the only dino able to contract swamp fever, allowing you to plant it on other players. There's more fun to be had with a Dodo than meets the eye. In at number 7 is the Spino. One of the more menacing predators of the map, the multi-traversal, sharp-clawed hyper-carnivore can be a great all-rounder choice, if you can find one. Spawning alongside almost all rivers on the map, but sharing its spawn cycle with fish can make it a bit difficult to track down. But once knocked out and fed its preferred exceptional kibble, you've got a diver that can be used right through to the end game. Speedy enough on land, it moves at a greater speed when touching the water, offering it a hydration effect that buffs its speed by 20%, meaning it to be a quicker swimmer in the deep blue. Just keep an eye on that oxygen stat. The same buff boosts its health regeneration by 25% and damage inflicted by 15% too, meaning in any scenario with just a minute amount of water around, you've got a mean killing machine, especially in its bipedal stance, dealing faster hard-hitting attacks with its claws. And with reasonably good health and a good saddle unlocked at 71 makes it a great choice for boss running, especially in the Broodmother arena with it holding some water and buffing your Spino squad to hit a bit harder. In at number 6 is the Baryonyx, the adventurer's choice when looking to take on the harder challenges of the island. Barys are one of the most versatile around for cave exploring. Found in most rivers, more commonly swamps, and preferring regular kibble once KO'd, bags you an aquatic battle mount, arguably a must for your first venture in the sea. Speedy enough on land, it slides into the water with ease, possessing no oxygen bar and a stunning trick up its sleeve, as well as a piercing bite. In water, it could whip its tail around, stunning almost all creatures in place, dealing higher damage to some river-dwelling dinos on top. Saddled at 49, able to jump a reasonable distance, grants you a great choice for most artifact caves, free to enter almost all, and a definite early choice for the sea caves if not owning any underwater creatures. Just be mindful to keep some fish on it, seeing that's all it eats. In at number 5 is the Rex. The iconic aggressive carnivore hits the middle field, being a strong all-rounder for all late game challenges. Found more commonly in the northern plains below the volcano, with occasional spawns on Carno Island, the mountains just south, and the redwoods. The knockout tame, preferring exceptional kibble, will unleash a strong contender to patrol the map with. Saddled at 74, it intimidates with a fearful roar, freezing and pooping most small enemies and players on the spot. With decent speed, a huge health pool to tank with an incredibly high damage bite, it's the go-to for breeding and phasing the island guardians and tech cave, and a great prime meat gatherer on top. In at number 4 is the Therizino. The Tickle Chicken comes in as a high contender for another boss running machine, but with a few harvesting tricks up its sleeve. A very difficult knockout to tame without its preferred food, exceptional kibble. Theris can generally be found almost all over the map, bar the snow, and shouldn't get too close to unless you're prepared to take on its biological tools. As mentioned, it hits almost as hard as a Rex, but being a herbivore, the level 69 saddled allows you to heal with veggie cakes, making it a go-to choice for the dragon boss in particular. But harvesting is its speciality. Able to be leveled in delicate or power via a separate pinwheel, boosts its harvesting in specific resources, and there's a lot. With the power harvest, the Therizino gathers wood, thatch, rare mushrooms, raw meat, raw prime meat, raw fish meat, raw prime fish meat, hide, chitin, keratin, leech blood, and organic polymer. With the delicate harvest, it gathers fiber, silk, rare flowers, plant species X seeds, plant species Y seeds, wood, thatch, sap from Joshua trees. What the hell are Joshua trees? Cactus sap, rare mushrooms, raw meat, raw prime meat, raw fish meat, raw prime fish meat, hide, chitin, keratin, leech blood, and organic polymer. On top of a bite harvest to gather berries, hide, and chitin, which can kill players straight off their saddles, it's also an autonomous harvester, allowing you to let it wander and gather for you, and not fearing anything hostile that might wander into it. In at number 3 is the Yutyrannus. If there's any crown to claim for iconic roars, the woolly Rex relation wins in spades. Still, a pretty mean contender in a fight, found usually wandering the snow, often heard before seen, and KO tamed with the same kibble it creates, Extraordinary, being the best choice to use for the top tier food. It's the buffing champion, still commonly used for most late game fights. Executing a Fear Roar, terrifying a range of creatures into fleeing, reducing their damage done by 30% and damage taken by 50%, the Courage Roar is where it's at, boosting all allied creatures in range with a 25% increase in damage and a 20% reduced incoming damage, meaning it is without question a go-to choice for most boss fights, especially solo commanding an army. Not forgetting tricks for the 80 saddled, such as Fearing means a quicker time to knock out other creatures, making them defecate for some quick fecal matter if needed. It's a must for any aspiring survivor. In at number 2 is the Thyla. The tree-hugging, pouncing predator of the Redwoods comes in just shy of top place, and because it can take on the best. One of the only meat eaters to prefer cooked lamb chops, though preferring extraordinary kibble once knocked out, saddling up at 51 presents a versatile traveller for any scenario. Able to leap great heights, scale any vertical challenge with ease, any terrain becomes a breeze, and with a mean bite behind it, a map's worth of stamina, the kitty can stand against the best, especially alphas and titans. Dealing a bleed gnashed effect with each bite, drains up to 5% of anything it sinks its teeth into, meaning even the larger health pool creatures out in the wild stand to perish just as quick as anything else, and yes, even a Giga. With a cheeky pounce attack on top, pinning anything in place for it to chew on, it's your top favourite ground creature, but not your top number 1 creature. And before we get to that, let's just take a quick look at the creatures that didn't just make the cut. And here it is, in at number 1, the Argentavis. An unsurprising win, especially when it comes to the island. For solo surviving especially, there's really no valuable asset. Knocked out in any of the northern regions and Redwoods, preferring superior kibble, once leveled to 62 to saddle, you've got a one-stop shop for farming, travelling and crafting. With its saddle offering an inbuilt smithy, a high health and melee output, healing even quicker with every kill, the flying big bird has a range of weight reduction buffs, with 50% off black pearls, crystal, obsidian, polystone, metal and ingots, combined with a harvesting companion such as any Anki, which it can pick, as well as many other creatures that it can kill within its claws, means you can farm a wealth of smelting resources in just one run. Able to pick up a second smaller creature in its beak if choosing to, combined with its stature and mobility, it's the go-to choice for any survivor, and a clear winner with the community. And did you agree, or have another preferred favourite? What map creatures would you like to see voted next? My name's Ras Clark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always, peace out.